you all prefer, but we could listen to both this morning. Michael Tasia and of course David Rudder.
Islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. When they come to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat we at Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. Look, sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren, they full of energy. Some people say God is a Trinity. Paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world will bother we. But look, a smart man gone with we money. We still come out and mash up the party. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Coco to Caroni. Oh, Marabal to Sanssouci. Oh, from Scarborough to Cocorie. Oh, profiling on Frederick Street. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. All these years I spent abroad in the cold, longing to be home. Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. Lord, I pray that some sweet day I will no longer have to roam. Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. The problems we have are plain to see. We prove we could stand the scrutiny. All I know that true democracy. How we vote is not how we party. There's no place like home, some people say. Though some have to leave to make their way. But in your hearts I know their destiny. So come home and big up the country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Cuba to Signal Hill. Oh, Arima to Charlottesville. Oh, Matlock down to Port of Spain. Yeah, yeah. We playing my son or rain. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Islands in the sun. Islands in the fun.
So, morning Trinidad and Tobago, all praises due to the Most High, of course. We have two this morning, right? We have Michael Tasia with his home, Trinity to the Bone. And of course, we have David Rudder with the classic.
Blowing them big trees, hot sun and cool breeze. You already know. West Indies, under the palm trees, hot sun and cool breeze. Trinity to the bone. Nowhere in the world you could live so happy. From town to the valley, we love girl and party. And we don't trouble nobody, no, no. From the highlands to the city, my sweet twin island. Red, white, black when you see it. Big going Trinity to the bone, yeah. What's a wine and mash up the road, yeah. Caribbean beauty. Hot and groovy.
No place in the world like Trinidad and Tobago. And for some of us who have had the opportunity to travel a bit, we will testify to it. Just brilliance, just beauty. There are some places that could compare maybe flora and fauna because they might be on the same line on the equator, tropics as us, but just the fusion of culture, the love that really used to signify Trinidad and Tobago and that we are working to bring back as well. It's still there. It's still there. Nothing, nowhere like Trinidad and Tobago. An exceptional place, blessed, tremendously blessed with so much resources under our feet, right? Falling from the sky, water, rain. People just fight for water. One of the essential elements of life, right? People just fight for land that is arable, right? No desert land. People just avoid the deserts, but arable land where you could plant almost anything, right? The grass right now growing like that all around. Like I said yesterday, we need about 10,000 more grass cutters, wakamen, right? Big up to all the wakamen this morning. Big up to the CPEP crews who out there, the working people. Love, because without y'all, the place would be overgrown. You know, I contemplate sometimes in the natural scheme of things, you know, how Trinidad would be if you just leave everything to grow. You know, I think the nature would take back the concrete that we placed all over. Whew, in no time. In no time. That's how blessed and charged with blessings our water and our rainfall is. No, it ain't no acid rain in Trinidad. It ain't no, you know, it's blessings. So, good morning, blessed Friday morning to everybody. We do something a little different to start off the show. Just sharing two really nice songs. You don't have to agree with everything, you know, the little wind down, whatever thing. That's not really my thing, obviously. But I understand that in this society as well, culturally and otherwise, that's part of the culture. And it have a place to whine and mash up the place. Not outside in public or wherever, but you could do that at home. You know? So even in that, we show a certain level of understanding and tolerance. We grasp the beauty and the positive. We understand who we are, where we are, and we appreciate it as much as we can. So, I don't know. All tell me, which one all you prefer? The Micheltasia or the David Rudder? I don't know if that's a legitimate question, right? I apologize. But you know, we entitled to have a little preference, maybe. Morning, my brother.
Hey, good morning. You get me frightened. I thought you're missing in action today, you know.
Oh, no, here, man. Which one you prefer, the Micheltasia or the David Rudder Classic? Which one?
All too good.
Both?
But I prefer the David Rudder, but all too good.
All right. Fair enough.
You know, today is an important day for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
I can't wait for 1 o'clock to see how the voting will go on this pension thing with man who won Prime Minister. I can't wait.
1:30 or 1 o'clock? I check in too. First I check in.
Well, even if it's 1:30, I tune in 1 o'clock.
You're tuning in early to see the end of that pension.
Yes, I don't want to miss that thing.
Right.
And you know, I find that what the government should do now is to pass legislation now to get rid of independent senators. Because it's looking to me like it's a orchestrated something with these bobbleheads and them.
I would disagree with that. They have an important role and function.
Now, but when you see voting going, when you see voting going a particular way, you have to pay attention to that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anything the voting against that is beneficial to the country, you need to watch. And if all of them voting one way, something in the motor beside the person, get rid of them.
No,
As a matter of fact, you should get rid of independence on the whole.
No, I would disagree with you. So in the function that they have, right? So obviously it have government, it have opposition, and then it have these independent senators as well. You know, you try to get people who somewhat neutral to think about things, people who are specialized in certain fields as well, so that they could give their specific contributions. They're actually supposed to represent people who are not so represented in parliament as well. That's why you may get somebody from culture, like we had Helen Francis. That's why you might get a disabled person. That's why I want to talk about the next group that they bring in sometime. But they have an important function. And if we pay attention to when they voted against the government, so to speak, what they voted against was certain clauses within the bill now. So they didn't want in the Children's Life Fund the minister to have the decision making on certain things. They wanted it to be like an independent panel or something, just so it would be less, it would potentially be less political. And I can't really disagree too much with that, but I also understand that we would repose trust in the minister because, you know, he is elected as well. So it's a kind of weird point, but it's not the major thing that they voted against. I don't feel they voted.
But I understand clearly what you're saying. Now, what you're saying is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But however, it's not what it is. Anytime you see people voting one way, everybody voted one way, there's something more beside the person. But when you say I respect because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it isn't looking like that.
I feel a better test.
If God gave you 5 senses,
yeah.
don't walk on all.
I think the last voting, we can't choose on that because of what they was voting about and what they had explained. But you see, like this piece of legislation here, this amendment to actually take back, not allow someone to get a pension that great over a short period of time. This is a good test because this is something that I think unanimously independent people would vote for. So if you see they're not voting for something like this, then you would realize maybe it has some type of bias there now. If you understand what I'm saying. But the last...
All right. Well, I'll be Bruce.
But let me watch them. Let me watch them carefully, right?
Yeah. But they don't get a red flag.
You get them a red flag early. You ain't playing at all.
Long time. I tell you, we're not playing this 2025. We're not playing.
Yeah, you hear the color of that flag too, red pressure. Right?
Well, you know what I can't tell you what really what that means, but
it mean licks they will get blows for a red flag. Blessings, my brother.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, we need to pay attention as well. Understand the role as well of independent senators. Not every time everybody gonna agree on certain things. Sometimes it's specifics within the bill, right? Go ahead. Morning.
Yeah, big brother, morning to you.
Hey, morning, my brother. Welcome.
And good morning to the listeners, local and internationally. I want to say this, big brother. You see, we shouldn't be giving the sitting president the opportunity to pick independent senators.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know a president picked by a prime minister.
Yeah.
They use and tell us that some college pick somebody, but we all know the prime minister have the last say of selecting a president.
Yeah.
And since in 1962, we question the independent senators. And government go and government come, they're not talking about it, they're not dealing with it, or they're not trying to fix it. You see, I always believe that once you sit down in Parliament, yeah, the people have to select you. If you sit down as the Speaker of the House, the people have to elect you. If you sit down at the President in the Senate, people have to pick you. Also, I believe that a commission of a country, people also have to pick. I want to tell the
that's an interesting
yes.
advancement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to tell the opposition leader, you must do the honorable thing today and vote with the government on that bill of removing Stuart Young pension. You must do that. If you want to pay face on your face and have a little people rallying around you, you have to put country first today. You have to show that you are a strong opposition leader. Because there's people in your circle, in the higher hierarchies, was disappointed that Stuart Young, come the Prime Minister, spend 1 month and going to get a hefty pension. You cannot stand up and play politics with taxpayers' money today. You have to show your strength. Because today, you must know there's certain people who are around you today, who sit down in your circle, is undermining you as the opposition leader. So you have to show your strength and support the government. You must support the government on that. You must rally, because a man spends less than 31 days. Because if you take away the weekends, from that month, it's 14 days. It's 14 days as Prime Minister. This man excused himself from Parliament, from the Cabinet meeting, 100 times. He's the only man make a century in Parliament. No one else. So he wealthy already. He family wealthy already. He could go by his family and his aunt and his brother and call for something. Kingsley cannot do that. Kingsley cannot do that. So how come you stand up in Parliament to support somebody who's done a millionaire? His family is a millionaire to get taxpayers' money. And you talk about they love this country. The people is going to make oil out today in that Parliament to see if we're going to stand up. And we're going to know if Stuart Young is the real opposition and not you, Penny. We will know if Stuart Young is the real opposition today. You must support, stand up, tell your members of Parliament, all of them, you mustn't shock Stuart Young too. You mustn't shock Camille to vote with the UNC on that.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see today.
It's very interesting, and I'm going to look on because I know it's going to be dirty. I know it's going to be scandalous because Stuart Young put this again on PNM. Today, the PNM will be embarrassed. They will be embarrassed after that debate if they didn't stand up in defense of this country. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Mr. Abubakar. Mr. Abubakar,
yeah, just lower the radio.
That piece of legislation which provided for the emolument for that, a copy the pension for the Prime Minister, the last Prime Minister or the previous Prime Minister, I think it was poorly drafted. I didn't think that the drafters or the people who framed that piece of legislation, they never thought that or envisioned that such things would, or such eventuality would come to before.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I did. They never thought, because you see, the thing about it is this: if this thing is allowed, it means that you have a team. And what will happen down the road is that if Kamala decides to go, she could pass on to Munilal. Munilal get inside there just before the election, and he become eligible for a lifetime pension. You understand what I'm saying? Of immense proportion.
Yeah.
So it has to be dealt with. That's a mischief in the law.
Yeah.
And it must be cured.
Yeah.
So people have to understand that, but they may want to go look at, move towards the Constitution in terms of the man's rights, Section 4 and whatnot, property and all the privation of property. But I think that if they do it within the 3/5 majority and they're able to get the whole question reasonably justifiable in a society, Section 13, it may succeed. They may not be able to succeed, as well as they may. But the fact remains, it is an anomaly in the law.
Yeah, yeah, it is an anomaly. And if they need the 3/5 majority, they can get it in the lower house, and I hope that in the Senate it is also achieved as well, given the nature of the issue.
Yeah, but you see, people believe that it's just the 3/5 majority. You have a Section 13 which must in fact be satisfied in the end.
Yeah.
Because it must be proved that even though you have a 3/5, whether in fact it's reasonably justifiable in a society which has respect for the law.
Yeah.
You understand? So that would have to apply. Some people believe it's just Section 13, and if you go back to the Equal Opportunities Act, even though it was passed by a simple majority, it was challenged by the PNM, and Maris Farage went before the Privy Council. And the Privy Council ruled that it was, even though it was passed without the 3/5 majority, it was reasonably justified. They applied Section 13. Right? So I want to talk about this question about it's important. And last night I listened to people on the I think the one of the television station, and I was so pleased to know that people understand and they would not allow themselves to be bamboozled by those people who I call psychologists. Right?
Yeah.
You have those psychologists there without license who, whether in the media or outside or in the square or about it, who attempt, and politicians, who attempt to manipulate the minds of the people.
Yeah.
And I was happy that but you see, the thing about it is that if people don't understand the fundamentals, the basics in terms of the politics and the Constitution, anybody can run them around with fools. Some people come today and they say one thing, and tomorrow, please God, they say something else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No stability in terms of thoughts and understanding. They stand for nothing. One day they're here, next minute they're across there because somebody whispering their ears that they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they appear. And that is because of again, knowledge, the lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding.
Yeah.
And what Kingsley said earlier on was quite correct. The fact remains is that if you have a president who is appointed, because in real terms, because they control the majority in the electoral college, and in the fact remains if they vote for the prime minister, put forward the president, and in the sense that was happening, the prime minister actually appoints the president.
Yeah.
And the president becomes beholden to the prime minister.
Yeah.
And over the years, I have seen, and when we talk about independence, we mustn't fool ourselves.
Yeah. We mustn't fool ourselves. Yeah.
No, the fact is that justice must appear to be done. And if you look at, when you have people who are dabbling in the politics and belong to political parties.
Yeah, not dabbling, people who were totally in the politics.
Right, and you put them as president.
Yeah.
And you have people in the Senate, and I've seen that in the past, they could have been opposition senators as well as independent.
Yeah.
They could have straddled those two blocks.
Yeah.
So the fact remains that we must move towards that. And right now, in my view, you have one or two there, or three of them. And it seems to be, I don't know how they go about selecting independent senators.
Independent, yeah.
And we have to face the fact. We can't run from that. We have to admit that. And nobody educated people with them things to understand that. They believe that they listen to the president, and if you believe that the president is independent, you run with that. But I am saying that I don't believe that, because I look at the whole question as to how they are appointed.
Yeah.
The president is not, that is a big question mark. But I'm saying that it's something that we have to look at down the road in terms of the reformation or reforming the Constitution.
Yeah.
And I am saying that this whole question about this salary thing, it's sad to say, that was an anomaly, and it was. I don't think that the drafters of the Constitution envisioned or envisaged that such eventualities would have come up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it really speaks to the maturity, political maturity of our people as well. Because if you are selected to fulfill a function as an independent senator, you are supposed to try to be independent in thought. But of course, given the nature of the human being, that is hard as well. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, brother, and good morning to your listeners.
Morning.
You know, for what I really hope to God that the government is successful in repealing this pension from Stuart Young, because at this point in time, it's just him alone we have to deal with. What if these politicians get a VAPS and within 1 year, one person say, all right, I no longer interested in being Prime Minister, I hand it over to you.
Yeah, I had enough of
After one
this.
time, the next person do the same thing. And before you know it, you have about 10 pensions lined up to pay.
Yeah.
With this act Dr. Rowley chose to take.
Yeah. And I believe
Never
it was
in
an
history,
oversight. I believe it was an oversight. I don't think it was purposefully put there, hopefully, right, when it was drafted. And it's just to fix it now. It's a simple fix. They're saying that for a certain period of time, you get half, a certain period, you get 3/4, and if you pass, I think, 4 years, you get the full thing. I don't see how.
No, I don't even think we need to go through all our rigmaroles.
Yeah.
We need to be electing our prime ministers, not this handing over thing, because as I say, where is the handing over going to stop? Suppose Ms. Prasad Bisesa decide today, all right, I had enough, I handed it over to this person. And a few months or a month down the road, the person she handed it over to say, boy, there is too much for me. I handed it over. And before you know it, in the 5 years, you have about 7, 8 different prime ministers who just inherited the prime ministership because people just continue handing it over. Not by way of being elected, you know. And at the end of it all these list of people, we have to be paying the pension, whether it's a portion or this or that. That is not right for Trinidad and Tobago, especially in trying financial times. It needs to be scrapped out from they need to address that thing what Dr. Rowley did really and truly to be able to hand over the thing. I mean, if you pass away, if you're not fit medically, I understand all that thing, but just to hand over this thing and put us in this position now, it's real troubling. So I hope that good sense prevail and that we are successful in withdrawing that piece of rubbish that we are left in having to pay this extra pension for this very short period. Yeah. And it shouldn't take much for the opposition to have a little understanding on the matter, because them wanted to take the grant from persons once they have more than $25,000 in your account. So how could they find it is justifiable now that after this short period you're entitled to that size of pension for the rest of your lives?
Yeah.
And as Kingsley and the other callers say, now is where the opposition will be clearly seen for who they are and who they were.
Yeah.
I love to, brother.
Yeah, man, blessings. So, you know, Trinidad and Tobago is looking on at what will take place today. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yeah. I love that caller too bad. That caller, he put it on right way. I couldn't say it better.
Yeah.
I love that caller too bad. That makes sense. And so the population thinking to be watching the opposition with binoculars. We're watching them. We want to see what's going on today. Today is an important day.
I just watch them fellas with shades. I didn't want to watch them too much. You know, some of them.
Nah, me want to watch with shades. Now I might lose something that I want to see them bright as day.
Some of them ugly and not in a physical way. The deeds. So I just can't take that. No, not in a physical way, eh? How they born, they can't stop that, but the deeds, oh God, boy, some of them. Go ahead.
Yeah. But do you have any people on the independent bench?
If it have any LGBT whatever thing, whatever.
Yes. They have any.
No, I don't think it have any alphabet people at the moment. I
Oh,
will
thank
check.
you, Jesus, because I really can't think the next thing coming up is LGBTQ or RXZ, wherever it is coming up after.
No. I don't know. Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know.
All right, later.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, so the proposals are to change, to amend, in order so that if someone else is serving, they have to serve a certain period of time in order to get a certain proportion of this pension. Right? So if the PM serving at least 1 year, they will get a pension worth 1/3 of his or her highest salary. 2 years, they get 50%. 3 years, they get 2/3 of their highest salary. And a PM who serves for 4 years or more is entitled to the full amount of the highest annual rate of salary paid to him at any time as Prime Minister. So those are the changes that are being proposed. It is not a total scrapping, right? They obviously have to have a pension arrangement in place, but it is reduced significantly based on the time that you spend. And they do not envision a continual changing of Prime Minister. It is not something we have ever seen, but there are instances and were instances where Prime Ministers changed during a term of office. Right, so we go to the break and we'll be back. I forgot to ask the callers who called which one they prefer, which song, right? Blessings to everybody. We'll be back.
And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
J.E. Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium Limited is a family-friendly funeral service provider serving the nation for over 75 years. We provide at-need and pre-need services at our 2 locations, 120 Coffee Street, San Fernando, and Craignish Village, Princestown. Contact us at any time at 235-5049 and 652-4261, or find us on Facebook and Instagram. We are family-driven, family-centered.
TNT, get ready, get hungry, and get to the hut because it's lunchtime! From pizzas to pastas, breadsticks to cinnamon rolls, Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat lunch buffet is all yours for only $55. Sundays to Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and extended to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Check socials for info on selected locations nationwide and take your hunger to the hut. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
Every child is created for excellence. Release the natural intelligence from every child with the IBG educational products. Just listen to these testimonies.
He wanted to read to show me what he can read in one day time. We get through the program and she made real good marks.
And she's singing the song. She liked the song too bad.
And they were really excited. It's success in no time for them.
With the IBG educational products, we guarantee instant learning to all.
This is about the best thing I've seen.
She did extremely well.
At IBG, we project the young minds of today to be leaders tomorrow. Just call us at 330-1384 or WhatsApp us at the same number, 330-1384. Delivery at your door. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. Start working from at home with the IBG educational products and send them out to school as champions.
Are you tired of scratching the surface? Do you want to understand the real forces shaping Trinidad and Tobago? From the delicate dance of our energy sector on the global stage, to the geopolitical shadows behind the crime affecting our streets, we dig deeper. The third umpire goes beyond the headlines. We connect the dots between local challenges and the international currents that truly impact your life, your wallet, your security. Join Stephen Matheson, Selvin Mitchell, and Ronaldo Rollux, 3 employment law and human resource management consulting professionals, as they unpack the complexities, analyze the power plays, and reveal the often hidden realities. Understand the game. Understand your role in it. The third umpire, critically analyzing Trinidad and Tobago's economic and political realities on how they affect your daily lives. Tune in Monday to Friday at 4 p.m. on The Street 919 FM. Don't just listen to the news. Understand it.
Don't miss June savings at Furniture Plus. Enjoy up to 30% off appliances today. Plus, shop appliance bundle deals and get up to $1,000 in mini appliances. No cash, higher purchase plans available. Save more now at Furniture Plus.
Whatever you want, it's at Comfort Inn & Suites. We have it all. Buffet breakfast and $99 lunch specials. Tuesday date night, Wednesday ladies night, Friday karaoke, and Saturday barbecue. Celebrate your birthday, anniversary, or just treat yourself to a night out. Pamper yourself at the spa or book a day room to rest and retreat. We have it all at Comfort Inn & Suites. Find us on social media. Call 612-3835 or WhatsApp 466-2478. Comfort Inn & Suites.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Whoever said messy was a bad thing totally missed the point. Take that hit song everyone loves now. It probably started like this. Baby, calm down. That's why KFC is celebrating the messy moments with our Messy Cruncher and Messy Zinger sandwiches for only $34.95. Imagine a crunchy, golden brown, flavorful chicken sandwich sauced to perfection with our signature sweet, spicy, tangy sauces. Oh boy. So crunch into the deliciously messy moments today. Check socials for details. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Sorry about that. I ran out of the studio and my legs long, but not so long. Right? Blessings again. All praises due to the Creator on this beautiful Friday. And really look outside to see how bright and brilliant it may be, but blessings on this Friday. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
I just want to give you a point of correction. I hear you say that Rowley responsible for the pension thing with Stuart Young now, but as a matter of fact, it's Eric William put that in place, you know.
Oh.
Eric William put that in place, and I feel uncomfortable that people could work for 2 years and get pension while public servants have to wait 23 and 2 to get pension.
Right.
I just showing that out. I just find it a little uncomfortable to come out. You know, but this way it is.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry, I missed the other call there. Now, I'm not sure who would have put the initial legislation in place. I mean, I can understand some pension being put in place for our members of parliament, etc. We could go into that a little further probably on another day. Morning, caller.
Good morning, son. Good morning. That is your program.
Hey, morning to you as well. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, that is this program. I called to say this. Now, everybody have this to say. That UNC say, when UNC win, everybody win. Now, I want people to understand that when UNC win, everybody win. You don't have to pay property tax again. You don't have to pay water rate, bill to raise. Tea and take raising again. Food price will go when they're ready. They're working. So when UNC win, everybody win. If you is a UNC activist and you have a car and you sleeping in your car, let me tell you something, gentlemen, young fella, you holding a responsibility. People have to hold a responsibility, whether he is a man, whether he is a woman. Children have to hold a responsibility, go to school and learn. Though you have this, when you want to give you a house, if you don't have a house, if your house, all right, can I go bring food? If your house leaking, my house leaking. I have to see to get people to patch it. I have to see how I could sacrifice to pay somebody to get the almanac to patch it. So when UNC win, help yourself. There is battered home for battered women. There is battered home for single parents. You understand? And it has people who's UNC activists, they're cleaning house, they're cleaning yard. Get something to do, not because you're a UNC activist. Let me tell you something. I get listener. I am a UNC all the time. I just be on all them stations. And you work very hard. You is a UNC activist. You work. And the pitbull and them. The pitbull and all of them. TC and Heavy and them. And nobody asking for nothing. Look, you on the radio station, you are working, look how early. Yeah. So people have to know if Kingsley want to help and who want to help, let them help. If you and Alan want to help, tell them, hold your responsibility.
Yeah. I agree and I understand what you're saying.
Son, I was a single parent and I had it very, very hard. And none of my children ever bad. I have 6 grandchildren. And every one of all you, hold all your responsibility, eat and drink what you could afford. You understand, son?
Yes.
Right. There is people you could help. There is people you could help. A father sitting at home. A sick child in a home. A mother sick in a home. That kind of way. Not to help the people. If there are plenty of people lazy, you know that. Look, you working already. Thank you, son.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Mom. You make a very important point, and I agree with you 100%. There are people sometimes who have a sense of entitlement as well. They just want to do a little bit and then receive so much. We don't want to encourage that within the society. Like Mom say, it have people who not in a position to work, who sick, who disabled, who whatever, and those people, no problem. You take care of the old, the sick, the weak, whatever, in that way. I also advocate strongly to give somebody a fishing rod, teach them to fish. Right, not just teach them to fish, but obviously give them a fishing rod, give them that start. But Though, I had a little issue with that video in particular that people talking about. They'll come out and, try to bring a negative light on individuals or an organization because, you think you should get something at a certain point in time, right? And the individual in that particular video as well, I know the individual. I've assisted the individual in the past in whatever way I could, and I actually intend to assist the individual even further, but in a meaningful way in which I could help you to do something, because as well the person makes an effort. They have a little stall that they sell food stuff, snacks and whatever around construction sites, which is a good source of income. You seek out a place where there are a lot of working people who need drinks, snacks, whatever, etc. And you sell whatever you have at a profit so that you can earn to take care of yourself. Nobody don't owe nobody nothing out here. You see that sense of entitlement? Just blanket entitlement, right? Get that out of your head. Get it out of your head. The 10 days you work for 10 days, or you do this for 10 days, or whatever, and you should get this and that. Let us be careful with that ideology. Let us be careful, right? Let us be careful at looking at others as well. Don't envy or don't compare too much. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you start to compare, you get yourself in problems, right? So I believe in a philosophy of, if somebody asks for assistance, you try to assist, but you try to assist in a meaningful way. And I hope, and I will also speak to Ms. Mohit and others, let us make social help, social services, empowering. So you have a small business, okay, we will assist you in empowering you to be able to boost your business in a way that you can take care of yourself. But after that, after you have been given the skills, and it can't be a repetitive cycle of you just want. Right? Morning, caller.
Morning, sorry to badger you again.
No.
I couldn't leave this morning without commending Mr. Chris this morning for the very lucid presentation this morning with respect to that. I think it couldn't be much clearer.
Yeah.
And with respect to this pension, I would say a crisis or debacle or whatever it is going before the Parliament today. I think he was very clear on the issue, and I must thank him for that, and I think he did a very good job. He made the case. What I'm saying also is that I heard you spoke about the independent senators and whatnot. Yes, I agree with you. You need independent senators and whatnot, because it came out of the very said system that we operate under, the Westminster model, and where you had the House of Lords and whatnot. But these people, you take these people from agriculture, you take them from the trade unions, you would take them from the clergy, you would take them from business and whatnot, because they give a informed view position with respect to issues coming before the Parliament.
Yeah.
And so it's very critical to have, because the other parties, the other senators, the independent and government, they vote along party lines.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't get that the independent view, that neutrality in terms of what actually neutral position in terms of what ought to apply and what ought not to apply or take place within. So it's very crucial, but it's how they are selected. That is the issue, right?
Yeah.
Are you selecting people who, again, would be independent with respect to the thoughts and the views?
Yeah.
People who want to be reasoned and thoughtful? That is the issue.
That is the issue, yeah.
Right? So So I'm saying that it's a very good discourse this morning. And one thing, I don't know how long I might be on the radio for, but what I'm saying here is this, is that over the years, over the last 18 months or so, radio has grown tremendously through this present station that you have there, where it opened up. And I think that if the radio Trinidad would have been a different place. If the radio stations and them didn't have the media didn't have their own agenda and keep people dumbed down with a lot of stupidness every time on the radio and bacchanal and all that kind of thing, and educate, because if you educate the population, have a better country.
Precisely.
Precisely. That is key to development.
Yeah.
If you keep people in ignorance, you can't develop a country based on ignorance.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that I like the trust, and every effort should be made to keep your programs and other programs on the air. That is what you need. But the other interests, they don't want that. You keep them in ignorance, and I don't want to talk to my like this slavery talk and slavery talk too much, but the fact remains that's how they kept the slaves.
Yeah, that's how they kept
it. They weren't allowed to read.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to read.
Yeah.
They couldn't read. They took books from them, they keep them there, because if they educate them, they realize that they get wise, and they'll be able to stand up for their rights.
Yeah.
So that's how you keep in ignorance. So this is when I speak recently about this question about the manipulation, those psychologists, right? Without license and all that kind of thing. That is what it's all about, manipulating the minds of the people.
Yeah.
That is what it's all about, and that is the fight. You have the fight into it. That is the liberation. That is the emancipation, the education of the people. And you must understand the politics, you must understand the constitution, you must understand the basic laws and whatnot. You're right. And that is how you're going to grow a country, not an ignorance.
Thank you very much. And unfortunately, there are people who don't care to grow a nation. They just want to exploit what exists. And that for us as a people should not be what we want. And we have to determine our own destiny by charting a different course. Morning, Prezi.
Good morning, Imam Fuad.
And good morning to you, man. Blessings this Friday.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, I get up with a mood this morning. I don't know what spirit hit me last night to be very vexed with the whole of the government this morning. Well, I'm more vexed than all of you.
Okay.
I will show you how I'm more vexed than all of you. Right now in Trinidad and Tobago, we're studying how to develop this country with the small amount of money all you see we have. And one set of workers out here calling for the money, which they ain't even sure when they go get it. Somebody say they go give them 10% and all kind of thing. Me taking no 10% mama guy right now. Because if I had to take a 10% mama guy, and on the end of it, I ain't get it. I can't understand how I go in and give these people one set of pension, one set of big raise. And in fact, I find the whole government should come to an understanding to repeal that stupidness where they put on top of it right now presently. Because that is what put out a government. That is what caused a whole bacchanal. That is what caused a late prime minister to have to go out of business. We people right now, somebody that wants to give somebody for 4% and this percent and that percent. You see, that's what's going on there right now. Or the country, look to repeal that stupidness if it's repeal that notice session right now. If we are to get them a little something later, we get them a little something later with conscience. This thing we're going up, they have no conscience and everybody's concerned. I don't know what spirit did me last night, but I'm telling all you, the serious matter about it, I vex. That's what I mean this morning. With that, if we have to make a change on that, we will make a change on that. Repeal the whole stupid legislation. All government, coming starting from Miss Pamela, Prime Minister Canada.
Right.
That's what I said this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, fire. Oh God. Well, if Wesley not playing this morning, he ain't mixing it at all. And I could understand that. Nonsense. Right? You going home with $1 million pension after serving for a month or some kind of thing. I mean, nonsense. It has to be changed, and we want those people who go in this place, these houses, to deal with our business. We want them to be comfortable in the sense that, okay, you have to be paid because you're a professional in some right. Some of y'all, right? But it is not about the money. That ain't supposed to be about the money. That in there, in those two houses, in those two places where you take care of the people business, it is not supposed to be about the money. But yes, we respect that you have to take care of your family. Yes, we respect that you're doing a tremendous job, some of y'all. Because don't get tired up, eh? Let me be real with all you. If a MP/minister is actually doing their job, that is a tireless job, eh? That's a tireless job. If you actually trying to do what you are supposed to do. I ain't talking about those who just playing the fool, eh? And it had some was playing the absolute fool who on them own business. Who ain't care about Trinidad or Tobago. Who just about their self. In there, it is not about that. In there, it is not about that. It's not about remuneration. It are good MPs. Morris Marshall, I think my dad used to tell me about. Men who would give away their whole salary, wherever they're getting in parliament, they're giving it away. Because they were actually there for the people. Men who maintain the connection to the communities. Big up, morning Nazi. I gotta say lime. I lime with Nazi the other day in Tobago. And Nazi is a MP, but Nazi is not no MP. The way a MP does behave, some of them in Trinidad. And it have some cool ones. But no change. You don't move away from the people. You don't change your number. Yes, it's endless pressure. Because they're ringing you. But you try to manage it as best as possible. You don't change your number. You don't stop answering your calls. If you need help, you get help. Or you tell the Prime Minister, I can't make. And she will suggest to you and teach you how to manage, or give somebody else a responsibility, or put somebody in your ministry to help you. Because if you are really doing your job as an MP and as a minister, it's sleepless nights. Is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening, somebody calling you with something that may be important, that they think important, that might be very important, because they feel you are the person who could assist them. So I understand our responsibility, and I understand that you have to remunerate people properly as well. You understand? Come on. At least so that I could have a salary to give away. Because there are some people who will approach you who want a direct now assistance. Some people come to your office without money to go back home. And what are you going to tell them? What are you going to do? So, you know, it is a difficult task, but at the same time, you wanted that. You beg for that. Some of them beg. You can see some of them during election, they begging you. All they had me begging some people as well for all you. You're begging for them. And if you beg for something, if you want something, then when you get it, you have to take on a responsibility. Where you bite, you have to chew. And smile. Smile in between. And set up a structure to facilitate for the people that you promised. Set up a structure if you yourself cannot meet the responsibilities that you have. Because you have a big ministry or whatever else. Set up a structure to support. Get somebody to take the calls who song like you. Not literally, but who could actually deal with the issues. Somebody with more patience than you maybe and all. Because I ain't lying. All I wonder now I have such a good idea. It's not easy. So yes, I do understand that those individuals do need to be compensated for their work and their time, and you want people who have skills, who can fulfill the responsibility as well, and therefore you can't pay somebody, you know, woefully to do that job. So let we be fair, you know, and somebody on the line saying, you know, Jack Warner understand that, right? Jack Warner is a man, even in his old age now, does work tremendously hard. He had money, so he didn't take that salary, he just donated. And as a respect, some people have money and they want to give back. Some, or if all you know any, call me and tell me, right? I ain't sure, I ain't know much. Have a couple. Again, good morning and blessings to there are some people who help and support me as well. Support my foundation, Abu Bakr Foundation. They have a little money and they help, right? Thanks to you all. So it's not that it don't exist. It exists a little bit. Trinidad has problems. Somehow, most of the people who have some money, guess what they want? Guess what they want? Somebody on the live tell me. More money. More money. Like, really, Mr. Imbert, if you wanted paintings in your office, I know there's a back and forth as to how the money was really spent and if it's on the whole floor. But spend your own money now, man. I mean, you have it. You have it. In abundance. Come on. Trinidad has been good to you. Where you make it from? Where you make your money from? Where it come from? Trinidad has been good to you. Oh gosh, be good to Trinidad now. And people have worked for you. People have worked to help you amass the wealth that you have. Be good to people now. To me, it is simple. But to some people, I don't know. I don't know. So, we're dealing with this important legislation today, and we look forward to the amendments being passed, because in no way all you could justify to the population that you have an opportunity to fix a problem, because it is a problem that a man work a month and getting $1 million pension. Right? That is a problem. We don't like that. The population don't find that fair. So just fix it. And like somebody callers said before, I'm sorry for all you if all you don't come in front of the people and do the right thing, because the people are judging y'all. We not stupid. We not stupid. We not stupid. You see young people too? All they feel we stupid, and we not stupid. We not taking our chain up. We not taking no buyout. We not selling out. We not taking no stupid race chain up. We ain't even taking no left foot, right foot. You could bring who to sing. You could bring who. We not taking our chain up. What we want is the right thing done. We want our lives improved. We want to see, as Ms. Bisessa has said, equality in our society. We want people to come down from there. All those who are high and mighty and way too far up, just come down a little bit. Come close enough so we could get a little bounce. And we want the bottom of our society to be lifted up. So let we structure the thing, right? Social services, let we structure the thing that we giving people a help to go forward. Right? You calm down, Prezi?
I come just a little bit, man. I'm coming in hard still, you know.
God.
I want to come, you see Miss Camilla right now? Miss Camilla and all getting big raise right now. And it's really what we to help see in this government here right now. And we will in. Because we don't know the position we in. Miss Camilla, Pusad, Besessa, Miss Prime Minister, I know somewhere deep down in my heart, you don't like that. I telling you, just like how I get up this morning and talking plain, repeal that legislation. Repeal it. I don't believe that this society vexed that or they may get a little raise of pay and fix it up nice, because I know they're working hard or they're going to have some hard work from the public ministry down, or they're going to have some hard work. Or there are plenty of people to pay. They go call for their money. Everybody decide to take that. Is everybody coming up bold-faced and bad? This is going to be a revolution. And calling for the money. Miss Camilla, the Prime Minister, you're on top there now. You and all guys big money. And you have big money already. I'm talking this morning of vex. Repeal the legislation for we. Please. Repeal that legislation for we. Please. Thank you, Miss Camilla, Miss Prime Minister Camilla, and Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, Prezi. So I think Prezi talking about the increases. I think that's what he generally speaking about, the increases in the payments to the salaries of all of those judicial officers, government officials, etc., because it's a list that the SRC would have put forward. I think that's what he's speaking about, and repealing that. Yeah. I want to come with a fire extinguisher just in case, because there's Prezi blowing fire. That is not on the tables. I don't know if to say yet. It has not been raised or promised as a change. But I do understand the frustration of the people of Trinidad and Tobago when that decision was taken. And I know that many of us would want, if we could have gotten it, I mean, it could be done. We would have wanted them to step back down with us. To step back down with us. And when everybody's stepping forward, they could step forward as well in terms of pay increase. And I think Prezi is saying that, you know, the unions and other people, you know, will demand their promised 10%, and of course they will. And they are entitled to. And they are more than understanding at this point in time. Listen, Labour is not on the sides or the sideline. Labour is in government, right? Now we don't get it. Now we don't get it wrong. Labour is in government. And there is this respect. There is this understanding. There is this working together between Labour and the rest of government. And that is a wonderful thing for our country. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time for those things to be realized. Right? We are committed. We are committed to uplifting our society. We're committed to the people being able to live in a better society. I say mom and I had to say grandmom because she you know, even in her voice, there's I hear the experience in her voice. That is the best way I'll put it, right? She say, you know, when everybody win, it does not mean that you directly something specifically that you want for yourself particularly, you will get. But in a general sense, we have all won. And she went on to outline to us how we have won. Because none of us have to pay this property tax. None of us have to worry about electricity rates or water rates being increased. None of us have to worry about retrenchment. Well, except if you call that retrenchment. That is just the right political shift. So let us understand the wider picture. Sometimes it's not about just your specifics. We understand that we all win when we are moving a society towards greater equality. When we have accountability within the society for Forex, when we have accountability for bus route pass, when we have accountability for money spent. That's the modus operandi. That is the behavior, that's the way that this government is going. Explicitly. And as I said last day, when you set a standard and you talk a talk, you have to walk that walk too. Because we not going to sit back and see you play, say one thing and do the next, you know. Sometimes when you tie the noose, like when you tie a noose to hang somebody for a crime, after that person hang, you know who next? If you do the same crime, that noose you tie is for you. So we're in a we're in an excellent place as a nation. Some say we reach rock bottom, so the only way is up, right? We are heading in a direction that is beneficial to the people. It just takes a little bit of patience. And I understand some people on the lower levels in terms of transitioning, trying to get work, don't have a home, etc. I understand how difficult it is for you. And that you you want help. You want as much help as possible. But it does not just happen in a day. And also, we have to take personal responsibility as well. There's a intertwining of the two. So, respectfully, let us keep that in mind when we speak. We don't embarrass ourselves. That we hold strain, let us have respect for ourselves even in the way that we seek assistance as well. Let's be fair, let's be fair. Let we be fair. I call somebody, he didn't answer. I leave a message if it's urgent. Maybe a couple hours later I call you again. And after that, be fair. I mean, maybe next day or something. And be understanding and fair. Because you don't know the circumstances. Have that level of respect for each other within the society. So at I say in 1:30, I don't know if it's 1:30, Wes and mother callers who listening later, let me scroll through the article and see. I think it's we're looking on to see at 1:30 what will take place. 1 o'clock if you want to be safe, because we aren't 100% sure. I believe it's 1:30. I think I glanced somewhere that Parliament starts at 1:30. Mind your business, Trinidad and Tobago. This is an excellent precedent that needs to be set. It goes towards merit. The whole idea and the underpinning theory behind this is, does someone deserve? And that is a question in Trinidad and Tobago that is important and that we have been asking our society. Do you deserve? What do we deserve? What do our leaders deserve? And what is fair and what is meritorious? Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yeah, Mr. Abubakar. I just spoke about these parliamentary representatives. And they must understand their responsibilities or their duties, the duty to the party, yes, the duty to the constituents, the duty to the parliament. They must understand these things. And what has happened over the years is that those people, when they get into office, they forget who elevated them to the position of MP. They don't look back until probably 3 months, 2 months before the election. The fact remains is that they have to maintain that connection, those ties with their constituencies. You need to meet with them. You need to have town meetings, listen to what they're doing. Or as you rightly said, they need to form, as Jack Warner did, in fact, what he suggested in Arima there somewhere up there, that you form committees to if you don't have the time and you hold ministerial office, to look after your constituency, listen to the grievances that your grouses and what the cries of your community. And I am not supporting any candidate who abandoned the constituency. You have to find time.
Yeah.
You have to find time. You have to go to the community at least, if it's not quarterly, but biannually. Every 6 months you go down there and meet the people, hear what they have to tell you. And you are in the cabinet, and you are the one who can meet with the ministers, the holders of the research portfolio, to advance the cries of your people in terms of their needs.
Yeah.
So if people want water, you speak to the Minister of Public Utilities.
Yeah.
Right?
How you explaining what the people want if you don't know what the people want?
Yeah. And I am not supporting, I'm not condoning that.
Yeah.
You have to go to live with the, that is what it is. I read that probably 30 years ago, which is back when I pick up a Harvey and data.
Yeah. It is better you live in the constituency, and if you do not live in the constituency,
it's basic.
You get your tail there as often as possible.
If the PNM believe that they don't have to look back, you have to look back.
Yeah.
Because they don't business with no constituency,
Yeah.
When you hear they win election, that's it. until the day before the campaign is, sometimes they ain't campaign.
Yeah.
Because I live in an area and the last election, they campaign at all. You don't hear them, you don't see them because they win already.
Yeah.
So the point about it is this, is that you, as an MP, you have to live with the people and them. I'm not supporting that.
Yeah.
So, only take that seriously. Another thing that you spoke about was this property tax business. And people who are already experiencing hard times, you have parents, old people who live in the home, aged people who live in the home and whatnot, they have to maintain because the grandchildren, the children, the children, all these things they have to maintain, and the little money that they have, you taking that from them and tell them like property tax.
Yeah.
And what is the ripple effect in terms of property? You ain't give them no increase in pension, you know, but the little money that they have, you taxing them on that.
Yeah.
You take it away from them, that to buy a little medicine, to buy a little food for the children, and you pay more property tax. And then you exempt those commercial people, the people making all the amount of money.
All the money, yeah.
But those people who own little houses, little jupa here and there, little goat house there, they have a dog house, they want to take that one all. I mean, that is wickedness, that is cruelty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Blessing uprising, Baka.
Hey, blessed uprising to you as well, man.
Give thanks to life. I know the guru already, Mr. West.
Yeah.
You know Skid Scotland went back last day?
Yeah.
For the last 9 years, he suffered the problem. In the constituency, coming down to election time. You know we give them?
We give them?
Give them a butter bread, a dove, a big sack of flour, a small pack of rice, 1 pound of sugar. I know them going back and vote back Skid Scotland.
Nah, you get them promises, man. You went to lots and you get them promises. You get them the...
You went down in my constituency and give them promises.
Yeah, that promise...
For the last 9 years, some former constituency.
What you say, billing, how much $1 million?
Fish market.
Yeah, fish something down there. What promise? You give a couple promises, and to be honest, we were not able to campaign the way we should have campaigned there. But don't worry, time longer than twine.
But you're going to move forward down there? In this West Carolina, my point on it, like the love separation, the love wickedness. That I can get in library and point 14.
Yeah.
Then wake up and smell the fresh coffee.
Yeah, respect to
poor people.
To Toko, Sandy Grande, right? Respect to library, point 14, and other places.
Yeah, they deserve a round of applause.
Yeah.
But forward, you know, today's the pension bill. You go see how much, if they really care about poor people, if they go and vote for small pen to get that money, you know.
Yeah. We go see.
We could get that money now because we need things on the ground, you know. So I listen.
Yeah.
And blessed love, man.
Yeah, blessed love to you as well. Yeah, we locked on and reviewing today to see what they have to say and what they are going to do with this legislation. You know, we are happy that the government brought this legislation to correct this problem, and we hope that it will be embraced. Go ahead, Prezi, to go.
Yeah, I just want us to go. I like how Dr. West come in there. I mean, it changed my thought a little bit because this is a thought I talked with me yesterday.
Yes, you talked that talk yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, the real fact of representatives. Here's something, Miss Prime Minister Kamala. In our long time days, we would understand that in some respect, the government of the long time days, they decide to appoint representatives to ministry. But it's not supposed to happen now in this young generation. We're going and understand it because when we vote for a representative, we vote for a representative as if it is a state. So that state now, as every constituency, the representative of the state will deal with the state. Now, being in Parliament, they will make the legislation and whatever they have to do. We didn't vote them to go to no ministry. It have nothing in the Constitution say the representative have to be a minister. find and hire ministers to do the minister's bidding, so that they're going to be at a responsible level under their salary, whatever they have to get. If they don't do good by tomorrow, they're out of the ministry. But representatives is not to go to ministry. They have to see about the regional corporation. They have to see about the councillors. They have to see about the constituencies. They have to see about we. They have plenty work on their hand where they don't want to play, they want to do. But they're going in ministry with work that there's a apprentice when they're going up there because they never know nothing but ministry. Find people to hire, to put in ministries for we. Sister, Prime Minister, Camera, you're in power now. Not only that you're in power, you hold in the regime at the present moment. Change things. Change things. Change things. That is not necessary to be there. It wasn't supposed to be. Again now, change it. Sister Camilla, change it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prezi. So, as we come to a close, we try to have this understanding of what the structure of our government. We try to understand what they can and they can't do. And even as Prezi say, we try to encourage them to change things that can be changed, right? For the best working mechanism for the people. It is supposed to be about service to us. So, we talk about elevating somebody to the position of minister or MP or whatever. Maybe we need to take away those titles, honorable or whatever. Hopefully it doesn't get to their heads, but they are supposed to be servants to us. It is supposed to be almost a tireless work. They are supposed to be representatives of the people, listening to the needs, the concerns, and views of the population, and then translating it to the governance structure, and enforcing what we want and spending our money in the best way possible as we have asked it to be spent. So we need to understand the structure of government. We are supposed to have access to our MPs. We are supposed to have access to our ministries and to our government, as we have access to our parliament, to listen, to look, to view, to even participate in whatever way possible. All right, so blessings to everyone. We finished for the day. Have an excellent, productive, enjoyable, blessed Friday, and we'll be back next week, God willing.
And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the program, This Same Jesus, the program that puts Jesus in his rightful place in our hearts and in our homes. Let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
This is the voice of Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday